I support all of that shit.
Well, you literally just were talking about how we need more American production, but there was less American production staying in the United States under his presidency. But
I can't right now, bro. I'm just trolling.
yeah, no, I can tell. I can tell. Come on, if you're gonna troll, you at least gotta have like some responses. You at least have to know the other arguments. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
For sure. What's your birth year?
May 29th, 2005.
For sure. Do you support Trump?
No, I just wanted to say that you have very good hair. Keep it up.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. All right, everyone. We got like no guest requests. I'm trying to get on to the next person, though. If you do support Trump, make sure to send a guest request right now. Thank you for the confetti. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. If we can't get many guest requests, I might have to switch to a different topic, though, everyone.
What?
Yeah, what's up? How old are you? Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you? Hello?
Yeah, can you not hear me?
No, I do hear you. How old are you?
Oh, okay. I'm 25.
Yeah, for sure. Do you support Trump?
Partially, yes.
Why so?
Mainly because I live in Israel and I'm Jewish. So he really did a lot to support like the safety of Israeli people and prevent like further terrorist attacks and whatever. Give you many examples of this happening.
Yeah, like what specifically? Hello, you just paused.
Okay. For example, the Abraham Accords or providing funding and military aid to Israel to prevent terrorist attacks, cutting funding to the PA, for example, Gaza, which is an area, which is a terrorist group. So most of the funding received.
What group? Sorry, it cut out because you paused.
The name is Hamas.
Okay, so they cut funding to Hamas. What funding were they giving to Hamas?
They were giving funding to Gaza, which is a Palestinian area that is controlled by Hamas. So whatever funding, like, it's supposed to be like, my first language is in English. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the words. So it's like, supporting of people, like there's a lot of people that are in need there. So it's like community, like support, like, I don't know how to say it, like providing aid to these people. But it's not actually going to the people. It's going to a militant group that is a terrorist organization that is attacking Israel at the end of the day. And Trump
how'd you know
cut
that?
funding because I live in Israel and I see it happening all the time.
No. I mean, like, what specific things tell you that that money that's going to aid the people in Palestine is specifically going to Hamas?
But I'm talking specifically about Gaza right now, not the entirety of Palestine.
Okay. Do you want to answer my question then?
Yeah, because I live in Israel and we see how it works and how I live in Israel and I see how it works and how it happens. And whenever there's terrorist attacks or retaliation from Israel, we see that these terrorist groups use homes or schools and use children as human shields, so we can see them living in really awful conditions, despite the funding they receive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what tells you that this funding is being given to Hamas?
I don't think it's being given to them directly, but they have control over the area, like full control over the area. So,
okay, but it's going for humanitarian aid, right?
Yes, but it's
Okay, so
mostly
you lied?
not reaching.
You unironically just lied. You said that this was being given to Hamas. Now the goalpost has moved, and now it's specifically for humanitarian aid.
I never meant to say it was given directly to Hamas. I'm sorry, I want to correct that for myself. I never meant to say that. What I was trying to say is this, obviously, humanitarian aid is supposed to be used for helping people. But what the pattern we see here is the terrorist groups getting more power and more weapons to do further attacks on Israel.
But does that mean that it's specifically coming from the humanitarian aid? That's the idea that I'm talking about here. What you're saying is that because they're engaging in terrorist acts, and we also see that there's humanitarian aid being given, that means that the humanitarian aid is being given to Hamas to then bring about these particular things. I don't necessarily see how that would be entailed. If we're talking about like giving humanitarian aid to this place, I don't know why you'd be against giving humanitarian aid to make sure that these people can eat.
I'm not. Often Israel attempts to give them humanitarian aid and we like the whatever like the people attempting to reach them with the food or whatever it is they're trying to provide are attacked. There's very little tolerance towards Jewish people, even if we're providing humanitarian aid to them. So it's a very complex situation because the civilians are not in control in that area.
Is Israel engaging in any type of terrorist acts?
I do not believe so, honestly.
Okay. Do you think that that Israel going into Palestine and then like taking over people's houses and then making them move out, do you think that's
But who
bad?
told you that's happening? Can you show me proof?
I
Because
can
that's
I
not,
can find a source for that. Yeah.
yeah,
Would you like me
please.
to do so?
Yes.
Because I've had someone literally from Palestine that. What was
Yeah,
it?
but
Is it
there's a lot of
foreclosing or taking over? I'm
misconceptions.
pretty sure I forget. Like, I'm trying to remember the words so that I can look it up. What's the particular word for when they like? Is it like what's
You
the word
mean
for
like
when they like
evicting
take?
someone?
Yeah, like some type of eviction sort of thing here. Um, Palestine. Here, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Um, all right, here we are. So I have one from AP News right here.
Okay.
Okay, so there are a few things. So Israel describes the eviction as a simple battle over real estate, with settlers claiming the family was squatting in an apartment formerly owned by Jews. Earlier this year,
Okay.
Israel's Supreme Court struck down the family's final appeal, ending a 45-year-long battle, clearing the way for eviction. Okay, so they are evicting people in Palestine, claiming that this was not originally theirs. Which again, them getting this isn't even likely from that as well. I can also send you one from OHCHR, which also goes over how the UN experts condemn forced eviction of East Jerusalem families. I can send you
Okay.
stuff on that as well, considering that this is
Okay.
may amount to a war crime.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like fully deny Israel's. The government is often not good here, and I agree with that. But I do feel like living this reality every day. Like I'm currently in the Middle East and I see it happening and unfolding with my own eyes. And m- like mostly on the majority of situations, Israel is very democratic and very fair. And there, of course, there's gonna be situations with such a complex like conflict that we have here, where Israel is not behaving in the correct way, let's say, or the most moral way. But in general terms, it's a democracy against terrorism. So I feel like,
Okay, couldn't you say that generally the people in Palestine are also like against like these types of acts against Israel? And maybe
oh,
think of the handout. Maybe the increased likelihood of this happening is actually pushing people towards Hamas, right? So the idea here is that if you want to limit Hamas's power, shouldn't
mhm.
Israel stop its aggression towards Palestine?
But the thing is, as I was saying, because I experience it here, it's often much more retaliation than actual aggression for no reason. That's not very constant or very common.
Wait, that this isn't retaliation, right? This is literally people that are going to these and evicting people who live in this place in
No,
Palestine.
I
This
understand
this
that,
is
but
aggression.
that's like,
This isn't retaliation.
no, I get that, but that's one specific incident which I'm absolutely in agree, like I agree with you. Like that's not ethical, nor is it democratic, which is not what I stand for. But I wasn't aware of that. Just want to say, like, I agree with you on that, but generally speaking, whenever the idea of, which is the like the military here, strike any target or whatnot, it's in retaliation. It's often prevented and attempted, like the government and the police and security, whatever, try to maintain peace in areas like Jerusalem, for example. Like the people you see maintaining peace between Palestinians and Israelis are the IDF people or the Israeli police. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to uphold our democracy.
Sure. So you like Trump particularly because he took away money from like humanitarian aid, or what was the other reason you said?
They put a
Hello?
lot of emphasis. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
No, it's also because of his support of the Jewish community in general, like worldwide. Also, he put a lot of emphasis on Holocaust like remembrance and education, and also addressed anti-Semitism and incidents in college campuses in the U.S. And
So
I understand that, but I don't feel like Biden has taken action, like actual steps towards supporting Israel. Whereas Trump, I
Wait,
feel like has.
why does supporting Jewish people entail that you're supporting the state of Israel?
No, it doesn't. I'm just
Okay,
saying
okay, so
I'm also.
so what actions has Trump engaged in that were specifically in support of the Jewish community that say someone like Biden hasn't?
I just want to say something from what you said before, actually. I feel like supporting the Jewish community does directly associate with supporting Israel because it's the one country in the world we have which is meant to be like safe for us because anti-Semitism is really wild everywhere, including here. Like we have very constant terrorist attacks, whatever. Like just 2 weeks ago, a man died like very close to my house because of a shooting, like a terrorist attack. And that's a constant reality here. So it's something I have to like care for because my life has been a danger many times and I'm used to it at this point, like desensitized because it's a very common thing here. But I feel like I need to look for and support politicians that are looking for my sake and my safety because that's not very common in today's world.
Did you know that Biden also gave money to Israel?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so like
Israel
I don't see a
and the
distinction
US
here.
have always. It's not just that; it's also being like outspokenly in support of Jewish people and of Israel. And he moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to
Wait,
Jerusalem.
here I have two things. Right, one would be that he has outwardly be in support of Jewish people. Two, what do you mean by outwardly in support of it, like Israel? Like what do you mean by that? Do you mean like in support of the government's actions towards Palestine, or what are you talking about?
In support of Israel's safety and right to exist.
Has Biden said that he's against that?
No, but he hasn't. I don't believe he's taking any adequate actions to prevent anything happening here. And he's also like had very minimal intervention where there have been conflicts.
They've sent billions or multiple billion to Israel. Like 3.8 billion went to Israel.
But they're also sending funding to like areas that end up being given to terrorist organizations because they're in control of that area. So it's doing both. It's not really very helpful.
Or no, they were giving humanitarian aid to people in Palestine, right? I don't know why you're trying to make it specifically like, oh, these terrorists are getting the money. No, this is humanitarian aid. We've already gone over earlier in this conversation that's humanitarian aid. Do you understand that the way that you are presenting it within that manner is meant to look like it's a negative thing?
I can try to look for sources, like specific sources that show that this type of aids end up being handed to this organization. It's not because civilians are bad people or they don't deserve the aid. I do not believe that whatsoever. It's because I see the situation unfold. I see how little their government cares for them and how the money seems to be used often, all the time, actually. And the priority is just exterminating Jews and for making Israel, like, for Israel to cease to exist. It's a very extremist group in control of, like, and it's not the only one, but most of those areas are heavily controlled by extremists. And I'm not saying that represents civilians. There's a lot of civilians.
Can you give me any source that indicates that this money is particularly being used for like these types of terrorist organizations rather than humanitarian aid?
Hi?
Yeah, did you hear me?
Yeah. I'm looking, but I don't know why when I like go on another.
Oh, when you go out, it
like,
pauses. I'll let you look for it. It pauses.
okay.
By the way, just make sure to come back in like 2 minutes, and you can go back out of the app because sometimes it will like remove you if you're out for too long. I'm just letting you know, but I won't be able to hear you when you're out of the app.
Okay.
All right, everyone, in the meantime, keep tapping that screen. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes. If you like this type of content, follow me if you haven't already. I appreciate everyone doing so. How's everyone doing today? If you have any questions, put in the comment section right now, y'all. Put in the comment section right now if you have any questions. We've been on for about an hour and 30 minutes. We're going to be on for probably 6 hours today, everyone. So we're going to be on for a very long time. We might start with we might do this the whole time depending on how many people we get for guest requests. Think of it, the Gamer Cat. I appreciate it. If we don't get many guest requests after a bit, we will switch over to a different one. You already got an Arkansas shirt? Yes, we got one literally yesterday. It's like, this is like my favorite type of shirt. These shirts particularly are like the softest things possible. If I were to ever get merch, I would literally want it to be made out of this type of material, chat. Like if I ever did merch, because this is like my favorite material of all time. Like I love these types of shirts, and they're like big too. I like big type of shirts. But yeah. Sorry, it's so cold in AJ's apartment, everyone. It's like so cold, and like the fan is going right on me. But yeah, everyone tap that screen. Let's try to get the 500,000 likes, y'all.
Okay, I found like a bunch of sources, but most of them are Israeli, and I don't know if that's going to be like biased to you.
Oh, like, is there like a particular yeah? Give me a source. I'd love to just read through it, even if it's Israeli.
One is the Times of Israel, for example. Look at.
Like, what's the title?
I can send you the links if you want, like via DM or.
The DM would be later on. Thank you for the kit, Coral. I appreciate it.
Okay,
We can't do it now.
Okay, so. But I cannot read it to you because, like, if I open it, I'm gonna pause.
Oh yeah, and if you could just tell me the title, like remember the title and tell me, I could look it up. But if not, I can look over it later, and maybe we can have a future conversation about this. But we'd probably just have to move on from this part of the conversation, because there's nowhere to move based on that then.
It's okay. I can send you links later. There's links from the IDF, which is the military in Israel. There's links from the government as well, and just many news sources as well.
Okay. And do they link to particular sources that show how this money is being used in that particular way, or are they just like opinion pieces?
I'd have to look into it more, but I don't think it's opinion pieces because like the IDF is the military in Israel, so I don't think they'd write an opinion-based article. Like it's probably providing facts. I'd have to read it as a whole, but it's most likely.
All right, for sure. Well, is there any other claim you want to make about Trump? Why you support Trump particularly?
No, honestly.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on. It was good talking to you. Thank you so much.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Let's go on to the next person, everyone. Again, if you like the content, follow me if you've already. Keep tapping that screen. Let's try to get to 500,000 likes, everyone. It should help send out to more people. I'm literally fucking freezing here, everyone. Let me go on to the next person. If I ever sound like I'm like shaking, everyone, that's because I'm fucking cold. But yeah, let me go on to the next person, everyone. Only send a guest request if you do support Trump, y'all. Get you a blanket? I have a blanket right now. I do have a blanket, but I don't want to put it all over my body, because then you can't even, because it looks weird whenever I have like a blanket on like that. But let me go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you support Trump, everyone. But it's August. Yeah, no, AJ keeps his apartment really cold. Okay, like really cold. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm in my 40s.
Yeah, for sure. Do you support Trump?
No, I don't. But the reason why I wanted to come on, I can't believe I've never gone on a live before, was 2 guys ago, the guy that was Catholic, he was saying that the Bible says that we're supposed to get married and have babies, but I thought God's will was to give us free will. So why would the Bible say you have to get married and have to reproduce if we have free will?
Oh, that would only be a claim if it's like a sin. Like they would say that you have to do things that are good, right? You should, right? Or you're gonna go to like hell or something. But yeah, that would be their claim. But like, I don't want to like change the topic, but I do appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
But I want to tell you that you're doing an awesome job, because people are actually not talking over the top of you. And I just love your tone, and I just love everything you're doing. This is the longest live I've watched.
I appreciate it, Amber. Thank you so much.
All
Have
right,
a fantastic day.
All right, bye.